Hey, I'm Quinn Hamright, head football coach and athletic director for Charles Henderson High School. Please come out and join us for the C Spire Troy Cable Spring Classic, May 20th, May 21st, as we take on Lee High School Friday night, May 20th.
On May 21st at 3:30, we have Hillcrest versus Selma. At 7 p.m., we have Flomaton versus Greensboro.
Games will also be live streamed on Troy Cable, Channel 2. Be there.
Hey, Jim Jackson, Bill Jackson Ford here in Troy, Alabama, where not only can you get the best price on a new Ford, but we can also get you exactly what you're looking for. We all know inventories are low right now, but don't settle for something you don't love. Come by Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, and let us walk you through the retail order process and get you exactly what you're looking for. So come see us at Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Hey, I'm Quinn Hamright, head football coach and athletic director for Charles Henderson High School. Please come out and join us for the C Spire Troy Cable Spring Classic, May 20th, May 21st, as we take on Lee High School Friday night, May 20th.
On May 21st at 3:30, we have Hillcrest versus Selma. At 7 p.m., we have Flomaton versus Greensboro.
Games will also be live streamed on Troy Cable, Channel 2. Be there.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's healthcare to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill, but I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Hey, Jim Jackson with Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC right here in Troy, Alabama, and we've got some exciting news for you. After a 2-year suspension, GM has now reintroduced the sold order process on the redesigned GMC Sierra 1500 and Chevrolet Silverado 1500. So come in and order yours today and not have to wait 6 months to get exactly what you want. So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction. Hey, Jim Jackson, Bill Jackson Ford here in Troy, Alabama, where not only can you get the best price on a new Ford, but we can also get you exactly what you're looking for. We all know inventories are low right now, but don't settle for something you don't love. Come by Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, and let us walk you through the retail order process and get you exactly what you're looking for. So come see us at Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Hey, I'm Quinn Hamright, head football coach and athletic director for Charles Henderson High School. Please come out and join us for the C Spire Troy Cable Spring Classic, May 20th, May 21st, as we take on Lee High School Friday night, May 20th.
On May 21st at 3:30, we have Hillcrest versus Selma. At 7 p.m., we have Flomaton versus Greensboro.
Games will also be live streamed on Troy Cable, Channel 2. Be there.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's healthcare to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill, but I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos. He's Bill Rice Jr. and we're ready to start Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday, and a lot of happenings going on in not only high school but in college ranks, and we're looking forward to a great day. And the PGA golf tournament, Rice, is on its way. And after one round, what do we look like?
Well, there's this fellow named Rory McIlroy.
I've never heard of him.
I like Rory. He's really matured, and he's thoughtful and smart and classy, I think.
What makes you think he's thoughtful?
Well, I'll tell you, I've listened to his interviews, and he's well-spoken, in my opinion.
I've heard that of him, too.
Well, he's leading the tournament at 5 under, and that's good for Rory fans because he normally has very bad first and second rounds and gets way too far down in the field, and then he tends to play really good on the weekend, but it's too late.
Yep.
But he reversed that with the PGA, so I watched a fair amount of it yesterday afternoon. He's winning. This guy named Zalatoris is in second place. My man Justin Thomas, that played at Alabama, is in third place at 3 under. The Scheffler that's won the
Scotty, my buddy Scotty Scheffler.
I think he was around even. He's not out of the tournament, but he didn't have a great day. So the PGA is off and running, and if you've got any action on it, you'll be very interested, or even if you're just a golf fan.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching that this weekend, and then I'll be watching tonight. We're going to the Jamboree between the Charles Henderson Trojans and the Robert E. Lee Generals, which I keep pointing out that'll be the last time we ever play the Robert E. Lee Generals because they're changing the name of the school. So go get to see the Robert E. Lee Generals for the last time.
And Dr. Johnny Long probably has turned over in his grave. What are you doing? What are you doing to my name, my school? The Robert E. Lee Generals, great band, that he had there for many years.
That's right.
He marched 300 people when he was at Lee High School.
Dad in his book tells a story, which I'm going to assume is true. Let's hope it's true. He says that the folks in Troy wanted Dr. Long to be the band director because they remembered when Charles Henderson Troy High School back then played Robert E. Lee in football.
Yeah.
And Dr. Long did a tribute to Herman Mall.
Yeah.
At the halftime show.
Uh-huh.
That was a class act,
Yeah.
Herman Mall was a legend in Troy, and so that made an impression on people. And then years later, Ralph Adams hired him, and the rest is the history for the Sounds of the South.
I
just had a question occurred to my mind. The Robert E. Lee Generals are going to change their name. I can't remember what they picked the name. I can't remember what it is. So I guess their nickname will no longer be the Generals, or will it be? Will they?
I would think they're going to change it all together.
So they're going to have to change all their uniforms and paintings on the dugouts, and everything will have to change.
Well, it's a lot of tradition gone down the drain, but that's the way this time of life works. And more power to them. More power to them in my book.
Power to the people, as we say it.
I noticed there's another great left-handed pitcher in the state of Alabama. Pike Liberals got Drew Nelson, and Hartselle High School has Will Turner, and he improved his record to 5-1 with a 5-1 victory over Pelham. Yeah, but his personal record is 12-1. And they beat beat Pelham, and they moved right on toward this championship game. Other games, of course, in baseball, tonight. You've
Well,
got
what's the
Trinity.
headline? We heard that the big news is that GW Long did it again.
They did it again. Did they do it again? Do we have facts on that, Steve?
I thought that's what Steve told us.
I think
I know
he
they
said.
I know they won the first game in extra innings. Well, I might have spoken too soon, but
We know that the Holtville got beat, and that they go down to the championship game now. And
they're playing that tournament in Jacksonville State.
I know, playing in Jacksonville. How they did that, I don't know.
Don't you think that Troy, with this nice new baseball stadium that we're building right now, could get that in the future?
Yeah, that's right. All right, here we go. Hold on to your seats. Class 2A championship between G.W. Long High School of Skipperville. G.W. Long has won that series over Decatur Central, Decatur Heritage, and the final score. The winners are G.W. Long. It won another state championship, so congratulations. It doesn't give a score or anything like that, but the final is 8-7, I want to say. And,
8-3.
8-3.
No, let's hear this.
All right, okay, guy, I'm looking at the wrong
stuff. Well, it's confusing
stuff.
because they say that they won the first game 7-3, and they won the second game 8-1.
Well, that's great.
So I might have been wrong that first game went in extra innings, or if they went in extra innings, they blew it out in the final in the extra innings because they won the first game according to this 7-3, and then 8-1. Bottom line, congratulations, GW Long.
They're starting to dance in the streets of old Skipperville as they win another state championship.
17? Is that 17?
It is amazing what they've done and continue to do. The Millers, they're lifting the Coach Miller up off the air right now.
17. You know, the only team I can think of that has more state championships in one sport than that is the Tuscaloosa Academy basketball team, which has about
That's
that
right.
many state
They
championships.
won a bunch of state championships
in basketball.
But I am tickled to say G.W. Long is the 2A champions, state champions again. Somebody gonna have to make them go up a notch or something to be able to beat them.
Well, I think Pike LeBlanc and G.W. Long will become big rivals.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think they will be.
How do you
big
think
rivals.
Pike LeBlanc would have done against them this year?
I think Pike LeBlanc would have beat them. Because of the great pitching.
They got two great pitchers.
Yeah.
What do we say all along?
Yeah. Well, you got Trojan Orange on this morning, or is that Texas Orange?
This is my Texas Orange shirt. That's right.
All right, let's see who's on the air.
Wait, let me do my intro. Guten Morgen.
This German guy.
You go to bed or think you're about to go to bed, and then the next thing I know, Troy's got the biggest commitment of a quarterback and biggest commitment of a player in Troy football history last night.
Who is that? Who's that, Mike?
It came out last night. They got a quarterback from a high school you might be familiar with, Mission Viejo out of California.
How does Troy? Now you're not talking about Troy, are you?
Yeah, I'm talking about Troy.
You're not talking about Troy getting a player out of Mission Diego. That's where all the swimming championships come out of, Mike. Mission Diego.
But this quarterback was the #1 player in the Utah Youth signing class, and now he is officially a Troy Trojan. I don't know how this came about. I guess you just don't ever know how connections and recruiting works, but the guy's name is Peter Costelli.
Oh no, Peter Costelli. What are we doing signing Peter Costelli?
But how about this? #10 dual threat quarterback in the nation in the 2021 recruiting class.
It's coming to Troy.
Former 4-star prospect out of Mission Viejo High School in California. 6'3", 216 pounds, and will have 4 years to play at Troy at quarterback.
Now, do you have any stats on him, his passing or running? Does he do both or what?
Yeah, I guess so.
So he sounds like a drop back passer.
That's what dual threat means.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's funny that he had committed and signed on the dotted line with Utah, but they have obviously released him from his scholarship.
He sat out the whole year last year and redshirted because Utah found a great quarterback, this Cam Rising guy. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that Utah was phenomenal. One of the best teams in college football, lost a heartbreaking game to Ohio State in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
This kid left high school after his I think junior year to try to go play early at Utah, and then sat out a year because of COVID, and then sat out a year as a redshirt. So this kid hadn't played football in a while, but I mean, this is the biggest, they're saying, the biggest commitment in Troy football history.
Well, and then, okay, so he was a redshirt, so he's not out of high school, so he has been in college, been in a big time program on the practice field.
I know I shouldn't have to say this, Mike.
Getting any backup reps, or do you know?
Well, I mean, he was basically redshirted, so the only pictures I've seen is when he was in the spring game.
And that quarterback, Peter Costelli, at 6'3", 215-pound.
It makes me wonder.
Freshman
if he thinks that he wasn't going to get the starting job at Utah.
I don't know. Let's be honest. Utah's got a lot better program than Troy.
Yeah. Mike, if you'll think about it, he'll probably be shopped around every year, don't you think?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, God.
This is Mike. Isn't this too good to be true?
I figured you'd be more excited about this.
I am, but
quarterback in Troy.
yeah. And and again, like I get it. Don't worry about it.
Out of California is one of the biggest hospitals in America. It's like a Hoover Hospital of California.
You know what they're saying this morning? Who is Troy and where is Troy? A lot of the computers are
all his buddies have
punched in Troy.
Say, what? Troy, Alabama? Well, we got to talk about it. Mike was coming in. He said, well, I don't know. I didn't get anything to talk about.
No, I think this boy got confused. His coach came in and said, well, Alabama wants you. Alabama wants you.
Well, let's talk
and he got confused that Troy, Alabama wanted you.
Well, did y'all happen to watch the Feinbaum show or listen to the Feinbaum radio show yesterday?
I usually would listen, but not yesterday.
I watched it all. I mean, Jimbo Fisher was, brutal. I mean, he got after Saban and basically just accused Saban of being a cheat and a horrible person.
Really?
It was nuclear television, talk show television.
Oh, boy.
Here's the backstory for people that missed it. Coach Saban goes to Birmingham and speaks to a booster group with Nate Oates, the basketball coach, and, some kind of influential boosters and donors. And wasn't the big media event. There was just one camera there, and they're having a Q&A at the end of the event. And, of course, he's talking about NIL and transfer portal, which we talk about all the time. And he goes off on how bad this is for college football, which he's right. And he says people are just like we thought. People are using it in recruiting. And he used these words. He says, Texas A&M, every player on their team or in their signing class was bought. Then he talks about a kid, a five-star prospect going to Jackson State to play for Deion Sanders, and he got $1 million NIL deal.
Oh, boy.
Then he talks about Miami getting basketball players by offering them $400,000. And he says it's all documented. It's in the newspapers. And he never said this was illegal. He just said that's the way it is now. And really what he's saying is that Texas A&M has created this consortium or group that can raise money, and then it can represent students with NIL deals. And, he used those words. Texas A&M's class everybody was bought, and he said no Alabama player was bought. Texas A&M had, by the way, important, Texas A&M had the best recruiting class in America. They say it's one of the best of all time, if not the best. They had 8 5-star prospects.
Oh, boy.
Which they've never had anywhere close to that. So, just like I suspected, I mentioned it on the show yesterday, that you know what hit the fan, and Jimbo comes out that morning, calls a press conference, and unloads on Nick Saban in a way that we have never heard before. Yeah. Personal attacks, calls him a narcissist, says he's got this God complex, said if people knew what was really going on, like all of us, a lot of us former assistants would know, they would have a different opinion of this guy. He just pretty much comes out. Yeah. He doesn't say it, but he comes as close as you can say that
he's
Nick
a fraud.
Saban
He's
is
a fraud
and a cheat.
Oh, yeah. But
and that coaches, nobody wants to coach for him, and nobody stays on his staff very long. I mean, it was.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but it's true. You know.
A lot of stories, yeah. I mean, all those stories have been told throughout the years.
But you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I haven't heard of anybody turning Saban down for a job. Have you?
Well, everybody that coaches for him goes on and has great success after coaching. There's no doubt that he is not fun to work for. But when you start saying that his success is from cheating, you've got to show your cards, buddy.
I know it.
You can't just say that and then that's innuendo.
Something's going to come out of this, and it could be bad.
The SEC has reprimanded them. A great thank you. The commissioners come out and there's going to be some kind of fines or something given to Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher, which is absolute joke because these guys are multi-billionaires.
Yeah.
Well, they gave them a public reprimand. I don't know if they're going to fine them, but there's some bylaw that says that you can't publicly say bad things about a fellow coach, which they did. Then Saban later did an interview and he said, well, I shouldn't have singled out Texas A&M. I was just talking in general terms. He was just using examples to make his point. So, very, very good stuff for
like that guy says on that TV show. Very interesting.
Well, the whole show was devoted. Feinbaum show was devoted to this. They had all the scribes.
He knew it was going to happen, didn't he?
Chris Fowler of College Game of ESPN was on talking about it. John Talty of AL.com. They had Texas A&M writers. So you got both sides, and you had people defending Jimbo, and then you had people like Booger McFarland defending Saban, saying that Saban just said the truth. And I've always heard that
Georgia did this.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Well, that's quite news, and this is.
Well, watch today if you get a chance, and they'll still be talking about it.
And normally I listen to it every day.
Also said, my daddy raised me right. If I would have done that, my daddy would have slapped me upside the face. Somebody I'd slap him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Well, then Saban called Jimbo, and Jimbo will not take his calls. They said this friendship is burned.
Who owes who an apology? If he bought the players, prove it.
Well,
he bought the players legally, though.
Yeah.
That's the way the system is. I mean, there's no way to control NIL. Like you said the whole time during the press conference, Jimbo Fisher has no idea who approaches these players and offers these deals. He's not a part of it, is what he said.
Did you watch? I watched some of the press conference where.
I watched it all.
Well, see, that's the analysis I heard later said that he was kind of evasive when they asked him about, well, what do you know about this? What do they call it?
He had no clue on name, image, and likeness. All he kept on saying is the government needs to get involved in regulating.
Like, he doesn't know that he's got boosters that are raising millions of dollars to create this consortium. Of course he does.
He claims that's all after the fact, after they're signed, that he didn't have any control of what these boosters do and what they
Oh, boy, yeah.
Well, here's what I think. And a caller called in from Alabama, said he was a former high school coach. And he said, I could watch Jimbo's body language and how his eyes were wandering all over. And he said he is trying to deflect. When somebody hits close to the target, what you try to turn the topic on him and then go after him.
Well, see, what we're not bringing up, though, this has already been a big issue with Lane Kiffin and Jimbo Fisher. Lane Kiffin's going after Jimbo, months ago about recruiting and talking about how it's just, not fair what Texas A&M boosters can offer compared to what Ole Miss can offer these players. And so Lane Kiffin, of course, is like jumping up and down excited and posting, leave Saban alone quotes on Twitter and defending Saban left and right. So,
and he played for him. All these, he coached for him. Everybody that coached for Saban will agree that you don't want to stay there for long. It's too tough. But I have never heard, I do not think that he is out there cheating. And I really think that when he makes comments like this, he is looking out for the game as a whole, and he doesn't like the trend that this is going in, and he said it.
Yeah.
He said, I coached for Bobby Bowden, a guy that did everything the right way. And then I coached for him who did everything the wrong way.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he said that at the press conference, too.
Well, what did he do the wrong way? Why don't he give us some examples?
Well, I don't know. You could tell he was. That was not scripted what Jimbo Fisher did. That was just like from the heart. He was trying to get something off his chest. He had like he wanted to fight Saban during the press conference.
That's what people are saying. That if they were in the room together, they would have come. But I think when you make these charges, like
he said, confrontation doesn't bother me because some people like to run away from it. I like to run towards it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Here, I want to tell you this about. You know whose side I'm on here. Jimbo Fisher, who won a national championship and made his bona fides by winning a national championship because he had what player? Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's right.
Who was everybody suspects that how did that guy end up at Florida State? And then he was. You talk about character issues. We won't even get into things that happened to Jameis Winston. That's how Jimbo Fisher won a national championship.
Well,
Jameis Winston all of a sudden comes out of Hueytown High School, which is literally 40 miles from Tuscaloosa, when Alabama needed a quarterback. Of course, he didn't even look at Auburn. But, they still talk about that, to this day, how the kid out of Hueytown ended up going to Florida State.
Well, and then look at what he does when he's at Florida State is what I was talking about.
They tried to say he was going to play baseball, but we hadn't seen him in a baseball uniform yet, have we?
Well, he played baseball at Florida State a little bit.
Okay.
But needless to say, the summer meetings coming up here in Destin are going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and then now everybody's talking about it's great for interest in college football and hyping up a game on October 8th in Bryant-Denny Stadium between Alabama and Texas A&M.
Now, what is that date again?
I think they said October 8th.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, those ticket prices on StubHub went up a little bit today.
Yeah, I know it. No question about it.
Alabama, of course, lost to A&M last year. Jimbo Fisher, obviously, I guess, struggled after that. They lost to a lame-duck coach in LSU, one of their last games of the season. And, I think they finished 8-4. But what wasn't a great season by A&M. And then they got out of their bowl game, too, because of COVID. They didn't even play in their bowl.
I think here's what I'm going to say. Jimbo Fisher ain't the real deal. He's going to be exposed. And, he like I say, he beat Alabama barely at home, and then they goes 8-4 though. That program was going downhill big time at Florida State after they won that after Jameis Winston left. Yeah. Let's see what he does.
You can characterize these programs. Would you characterize Saban's program as a mafia program or a redneck program?
It's a great program.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But then Jimbo, I would say his is more of a redneck program. When you say just good old country boys.
Well, they're both good old country boys. They're both from West Virginia.
Yeah. But it just seems like Saban carries himself a little bit different.
Yes,
But and I'm not knocking them and saying the word redneck. I mean country. You know, more of a country type program, and Saban's is more of a down. I mean
some things
elite
get
type
under my skin.
program.
And to this day, and I'm probably the only one that remembers this, is that Gene Bartow was a revered figure at UAB. And you remember there was real bad blood between Bartow and Wimp in the basketball program. So that's really part of the reason that Alabama and UAB do not like each other. Yeah. Although they're part of the same system. Well, Bartow once made some remarks saying that Alabama's been doing this stuff for decades, and pretty much said that Coach Bryant was a cheater in recruiting going way back. Which, I mean...
He was a cheater. Look at what John Wooden was at UCLA.
Well, I don't think John Wooden cheated. I don't think... I know Paul Bryant didn't cheat.
Well, you know, he had a syndicate. He had a syndicate that went out.
There's been books written about John Wooden, how he got all these players from New York and all over the country to come to UCLA.
Well, Coach Bryant didn't need to cheat to do what he did. I mean, if...
and let's say this: the rules and regulations back then were not near like they are now. You know, I would think.
Well, I can just base it on when Coach Bryant came to Alabama. Alabama's won 2 games in 3 years, so that's about the lowest you can get. Then you say, well, we got to get some players. That's when you would cheat. Well, they got in the first signing class was Bill Rice Sr. and Pat Tremmel and Billy Neighbors. I talked to my dad that played there for 4 years. I said, well, did the people cheat? Were y'all getting money? He laughed. I mean, the players were poor as heck.
Maybe
none of them had cars.
Yeah. They got laundry money, something like $15 a month to pay for their laundry.
So there's 4 years of experience and then on top of that, Dad watched with his own eyes as Coach Bryant ran off blue chip prospect after blue chip prospect. You know,
one of them was Joe Don Looney. You ever heard of him?
So you know, but that's I guess my bigger point is if you're going to make some charges that go to somebody's character and integrity, fine, back them up. Say here's the evidence. Here's why I'm saying this, and that's what old Jimbo has done with Saban. You know, if you're going to say that he's cheating and doing everything the wrong way, give us some examples.
You know, for years I've heard that you know that he's hard to coach for. You know, in fact, he is more changeover in his staff than anywhere. But at the same time, I would think that if a guy coached for Saban, and would be that he would look out there and find even a better job, you know, for himself.
Everybody that's coached for Saban went on to bigger and better things, including Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
We need to mention UW Long won another state championship in baseball.
Well, you know, that was one of the first things I said this morning. They're dancing in the streets of old
Oklahoma.
I'm hearing rumors today at around 1 o'clock at Riddle Pace Field, UW Long Pike Liberal Arts scored all.
Oh yeah.
We talked about that too. I think Pike Liberal Arts would take them.
I tell you, Pike Liberal Arts had quite a program and a state championship program for the 4th consecutive year, and they graduate tonight. Those guys are gone now, a lot of them.
Yep.
And this quarterback originally out of the ESPN 300 was number 286, Peter Costello.
Out of
Troy quarterback.
Well, that's the first time I guarantee you Troy has ever got a player that was in the ESPN 300.
Do you think Coach Summerall flew out there and interviewed with him, or what do you think happened?
Well, I mean, Joe Craddock, offensive coordinator, I'm sure was involved. You know, I mean, I saw her. This kid had offers from Arkansas and some other Power 5 programs. I mean, this is like the most exciting news I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
I feel like Troy needs to bring in a big-time transfer quarterback, and I never thought they'd get a kid like this.
Well, you know, he said in an interview the other day that he needed 2 more quarterbacks. He only had 3. You know, that was including Tucker Kilcrease from Bradley. You know what? I hope Tucker Kilcrease comes in there and beats all of them up.
Mm-hmm. He might do it.
Well, if that happens, that's going to be pretty shocking quarterback to come in and beat out three guys
Yeah.
that have already been on Division I roster.
And again, his name was
Peter
Costelli,
Peter. You reckon they'll call him Pete?
Pistol Pete.
maybe.
Pete Costello.
I've already dubbed him. We're calling him Pistol Pete.
I like.
Troy baseball finally won last night. Did I talk about that?
No, we didn't.
Well, man, we have too much to talk about.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Troy won at Appalachian State last night, 14-5. Their bats finally won them a game. But I think they set a school record with 9 doubles last night. One player had four doubles in a game.
Who was it? Do you know?
Jesse Hall.
Oh, that guy had been knocking the socks off the ball. I'm gonna tell you, he is red hot. You're right.
4 doubles in one game.
You know, Troy's gonna play in the. Listen, they played in the tournament next week, and they don't have to. I think they'll play well.
He also was 5 for 5 in the game.
Oh boy, he really has done well.
I think,
Mike, I want y'all to hear this.
Troy needs to win. I think one more game to get the 6th seed. And if they get the 6th seed, it's double elimination. But if they get the 7th seed, it's single elimination.
That mean a lot. I will tell you this, that Coastal Carolina did something last night or this past week. Mike, did you hear about it?
No.
They scored 25 runs against a top 10 team.
Really?
You know who that was?
I didn't.
Well, look that up. And Coastal Carolina has beaten one of the top teams in the nation 22-1.
Wow.
See if you can find some information on that.
Well, it would be great if. I'm kind of skeptical though with the depleted pitching staff whether they can get that one win in these last 2 games.
Well,
But
you know that.
Troy also had 18 hits.
Oh man, that was great. You know, their pitching came back. Gaines, the starting pitcher, did come back and pitch, Mike. And I thought his season was over with, but hey, he pitched last
that's
night.
a big difference right there.
So baseball fans.
I'm reading that Rigsby Mosley got the win. He's 3-0.
All right, the throw Rigsby. I love old Rigsby. He's a great player and a great kid. And I thought I listened to the interview of the coaches before the game, and he said that Gaines was going to pitch.
You're right. Garrett Gaines got the start, but he struggled. He went just a little over 2 innings, 2.1 innings. Gave up 3 runs. So he did not face too many guys. And then they brought in Rigsby Mosley, and he was really phenomenal.
Yeah.
He went 5.2 innings. Only gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, struck out 7.
Well, I tell you what, that tickled me to death. You know, Rigsby.
Then they brought in Oak to get the save, but Mosley got the win.
Okay, and that final score was again what?
14.
14-5.
All right, that was a good one.
Well, so you got Mosley, is that his name? That used to be the left fielder, and then you got the number 1 starter that's back.
Yeah.
And, well, that might be your 2 pitchers you need.
Mike, tell me on Coastal Carolina's game, the Tuesday game, who they beat.
Why are you so?
I want to say Coastal Carolina just drumming just
a top 10 team.
A top 10 team.
You know, I thought about you yesterday when I started looking at the PGA tournament. I was in my car, and the first game I saw was Max Homa with 3 under.
Yeah.
He finished 3 under, but I know that was your pick.
Yeah, I know it. He's pretty good now. He sure is. Mike, look it up.
Justin Thomas has got a great chance of winning. He played the afternoon, and he was 3 under yesterday. McElroy's leading at 5 under, but Thomas is off already this morning.
Well,
so
looking forward to
really post something.
Is that on TV yet?
Yeah, it's on ESPN Plus.
All right. Well, ESPN Plus, everybody can't get the ESPN Plus.
Well, in the afternoon they show it on ESPN, main ESPN.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing I can think that is they played Clemson. They beat Clemson 17-2.
And that's right, 17-2 beat Clemson. So our top team beat the Atlantic Coast type team like a drum, didn't they?
Yep.
And then they beat South Alabama last night 11-2. Coastal Carolina's red hot.
Isn't that the team that won the national championship a couple of years ago?
And and this way of recruiting is going to hit baseball too. Let's just say I'm a coach of Carolina. I need 2 pitchers, huh?
They got the billionaire Joe.
That's right.
Or whatever his name is.
And let's just say he needed 2 good pitchers. He just goes to the.
That's right. With NIL, if I would be getting me 2 good pitchers, and then you're set, buddy.
That's right.
And then it just takes $100,000 contract to get each one of them. In baseball, anybody can do well in baseball because they only give out like 12 scholarships a year in baseball. It's ridiculous.
And then, of course, we were talking earlier about some of these baseball games coming up. I was looking, and if somebody can help me, I'm looking. Brantley plays who today in their championship?
They're not in baseball, softball.
I know, in softball. Excuse me, softball. Yeah.
I'll try to find it.
Of course, they've got that fine young pitcher that everybody's talking about, and of course,
looks like Russellville won the 5A state championship.
Yeah. And Russell is always good. And we mentioned Hartsville's Will Turner looks like another outstanding left-handed pitcher, man. I tell you, that is a good-looking pitcher right there, of a left-handed pitcher, and he pitches for Hartsville, who won the state championship. And
they got uniforms just like Alabama.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah. And now today you've got Central of Phoenix City playing Hewitt-Trussville in game 2. Let's see. All right, game 1 is today, and Saturday is game 2.
Are you going to the Jamboree tonight?
I sure am. Charles Henderson of Troy plays Robert E. Lee of Montgomery tonight from the.
Well, we can watch Adams, and we can watch the running back and the wide receiver.
A great wide receiver.
Lineman that all are prospects.
Yeah, we've counted at least five-star, not five-star prospects, but
maybe D1 prospects.
Major, D1 prospects. They've got quite a few D1 prospects at Charles Henderson High School, and Coach Hembright has done a super job. But they're going up against one of the top teams in the state in 7A is Lee High School in Montgomery, and I'm sure they are.
And then there's other games
loaded again
today and tomorrow too. So we're bringing a lot of people to Troy, which I like.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, and I don't know if they would have housed them or anything like that, but
good for Chick-fil-A and McDonald's.
I know they're playing. Let's see, one of the teams they're playing is from not Bay Minette, but then Selma High School is going to be here.
I picked up on something when we had the band director of the Sounds of the South here yesterday. He said he gave us the price tag of chartering a Greyhound bus because it takes tons of buses.
You're right.
It's expensive, man. I mean, your family used to be in that business.
Oh yeah. Well, a long time ago.
What do you think of these schools that most schools would come a long way? They get 2 buses, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
It's expensive.
We're going to take a short break. This show is brought to you by Southeast Gas, located in Andalusia, Alabama, headquarters there. And they have different stores all over the state of Alabama, Central and South Alabama. And that's Southeast Gas. We'll be back in just a moment.
Mayday! Mayday! Hurry to get amazing deals! New Ram, we got them! New Jeep, we got them! And more coming! Our Mayday sale. Huge savings. And 0% APR in soon. Shop at PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
You guys are here early.
The text said you were bringing McDonald's.
Should we get right into it?
Nick, there's hot food present.
Mix and match chicken McGriddles or a savory sausage biscuit. Choose any 2 for $3. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, I'm Quinn Hamright, head football coach and athletic director for Charles Henderson High School. Please come out and join us for the C Spire Troy Cable Spring Classic, May 20th, May 21st, as we take on Lee High School Friday night, May 20th.
On May 21st at 3:30, we have Hillcrest versus Selma. At 7 p.m., we have Flomaton versus Greensboro.
Games will also be live streamed on Troy Cable, Channel 2. Be there.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
We're blowing away high prices. Use Nissan, Honda, Toyota, Chevy, Ford. We got them. And they're all marked down. Over 120 to choose from. Bring home $350 a week and you can be approved. Shop PremierTroy.com or come see us. Nobody beats a Premier deal. No.
To our show brought to you by our good friends at, and of course we talk about them every day on this show, Bird Drugs, and boy, what a great breakfast they've got making for you right there and making for me this morning. Scrambled eggs with hot grits and great bacon and sausage and toast. You can't find any better breakfast today than Bird Drugs on the corner. And also Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass right in Troy. And they've got some super deals for you. And right now it is May Day sales going on. Exclusively at Premier Dodge Chrysler and Jeep.
Now, aren't you going to Charles Henderson's Awards Day this
Yes,
morning?
that's why I'm wearing my orange and blue, and I am a huge alumnus of Charles Henderson High School.
66, 65?
65, and I am a proud graduate of Charles Henderson. In fact, we're going to give away 3 scholarships today, and we're very happy to do that, and look forward to seeing and hearing the Charles Henderson alma mater today.
Henderson High,
alma mater, all Trojans now the hail.
Who wrote that? They did a good job.
Giving away the Johnny Phil Award?
Yes, and the Sonny Williford Award, Michael. In honor of the great Sonny Williford, yeah, we're giving one of them.
When is y'all first looking for Sonny?
Well, 2 years ago, and he's our dear friend and great teammate, and he was a true American. And KT Cole and I were talking about him yesterday of what impact he had on Sonny Williford had on our lives because of the way he lived his life, and of course he's no longer with us. But Mike, he was a star football player, but then he was a star Marine. He was a decorated Marine that, but he lived a very plain life and loved to play golf and had a lot of friends, and I miss him every day. He was one of my closest friends, and along with
I see Fox down here. His son Fox Williford lives down here.
Yeah.
I see Fox every once in a while. I saw him the other day, and Fox's hair is the longest I've ever seen.
Oh boy, I don't know what got in. I don't know what got into him.
Fox said he's doing it for a good cause. He's doing it for locks of love.
Oh, okay. He's using that as an excuse. But I'll tell you this.
He lives down here in Santa Rosa Beach. He's got 2 little kids.
Oh yeah. But I tell you what, his dad was dear to me, and talking to Rusty Gibson yesterday, the great Rusty Gibson was an outstanding football player, wore number 44, and he could have played with anybody.
That's the same number Jerry Beverly wore.
Yeah, and Rusty was a class guy, and they had one of the largest, worked for the largest firm in Alabama, and he's a partner in that firm in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, he's done very well.
Yeah, Rusty went to Alabama.
Yeah.
He was a good high school player.
He could have played. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you, he didn't even think of it because he had his mind on going to school, and he was president of the KA, not KAs, but
no, he was KA.
Yeah, that's right, KA, and that's he was he did very well, just like a lot of Troy people at Alabama, and of course went on to law school. And but he could have walked on and played at Alabama. He was that good because he could run. He could run. He had great legs, you know. And then Sonny, of course, was one of the all-time great players. You know, you start looking back in history, he was at least the top 10 best football players, running backs in Charles Simpson history. And
one of the story with Sonny, he played at Livingston and he scored a couple of touchdowns against.
Yeah, we played him that day. We played him that way. And I was at Troy, and me and Robert and K2 Cole and Buck Corley were at Troy at the same time playing at Troy. And Sonny not only scored 2 touchdowns, Mike, he made something like 3 or 4 big defensive plays also. He played both ways at Livingston.
Were y'all saying like it was hard for y'all not to get excited for him, even though y'all playing for Troy?
Yeah, you're right. I was we were getting beat so bad that I was sort of rooting for Troy. I mean, Livingston at the time because of our good friend. And
so why did Troy not originally recruit him? That makes no sense.
Well, no. Let's just say this. You know, Troy ran out of scholarships, and they should have done it. And Coach Clifton told me over and over. He said we should have got that guy. You know, is what he said.
You're on Today in L.A.
Hey, Bill, Will Matthews. How y'all doing?
Hey,
good to hear from Will, and of course we're going to have our PGA report.
Will, you on your way to Mississippi? I'm here. I'm on my way to the golf course.
You're already in Mississippi, so you lost your house last night. Now you want to lose your car. Is that right?
It's just, I get to play golf for 2 days. It's a pretty good deal.
It sounds good. I know.
And his game's coming back. He said, Will told us the other day he shot 72 at Dothan Country Club.
I had 72 Wednesday, so, you know.
And I was at the bank yesterday, and I saw Ronnie Mobley. And, you know, he's one of your good friends, and he told me, I was talking about you, and he said, yeah, Will's one of my best buddies, and he always said very kind things about Will Matthews.
Yeah.
All right, well, who do you like today?
The year Ronnie won the state amateur, I came in third.
And was that was held in Birmingham or was it Montgomery? Where's that tournament held?
Mobile Country Club.
Oh, okay.
So Pike County has had somebody that has won the state amateur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, our buddy.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
I guess it's still a big deal.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a couple other guys.
Who's that guy that plays out of Troy Country Club that they used to that's so good? He might have won the state amateur.
Joey Holly.
Yeah, Joey Holly.
Yeah, he's very good. Had Joey Holly ever won a state?
I don't think Joey started playing until he was older.
Yeah. But Joey is one of the top players in the state.
He's won a lot of tournaments.
Yeah. He has done well. And, you know, a lot of good golfers out of Troy, and that's some good ones. I don't know about them, but at one time Enterprise probably had the best 3 golfers in the state. If you wanted to put 3 together, wouldn't you say, Will?
Yeah, I knew all 3 of them.
You went on with Mickey Red. Yeah, that's right. Went on with Mickey Red, and the other one was
Tom Cox.
And Bill Brunson from Troy, Alabama. One of my good friends. He was one of the top golfers in Alabama at one time.
Yeah, his back gave out on him. Yeah. He'd still be.
Yeah. He loved the game and everything, but now you're right. His back fell on him. Who do you like for the rest of the tournament?
I see McElroy looked good yesterday, but I've got a dark horse, Taylor Gooch.
Yeah,
Taylor Gooch.
He's my dark horse. He shot 100 yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I remember you saying that. He did. He's right in it.
Yeah. Victor Hovland shot even par. He's in it too.
He's one of my picks. And then my long shot was this Peters guy from Germany or wherever.
Hey, how did Bubba do? Do y'all have anything on Bubba? Did Bubba do all right?
I have no idea. Tiger Woods looks like he's probably not going to make the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Tiger was 200 par at one time.
And you know the thing is too, you got to be strong physically to play the game, and you know you could tell that he was in pain the whole round. He was limping most of the whole game.
Yeah, his limp was more noticeable than it was in the Masters.
But it's all. I shouldn't say that. I was fixing to say something that really was not in good taste. But I was fixing to say sometimes you know he might lean on that injury.
What did you think about the dust up between Coach Fisher and Coach Saban, or did you follow it yesterday, Will?
I did, and I think Saban was wrong to say that, but you know.
But you know.
I think Saban's a little edgy when somebody beats him in recruiting.
That's what part of the takeaway from this is.
And what we're
he's
saying,
whining because he got beat by Georgia, and then he's got beat in recruiting by Texas A&M.
I'm gonna let Will answer these questions, and Michael calling from Florida, and tell us exactly what happened. The people that are just joining us, tell us what happened yesterday.
Saban basically said Texas A&M bought every player they signed this year. Alabama didn't buy any.
And acting like if Texas A&M doesn't buy the players, then Alabama would probably got them. They would have been the top recruiters.
The rumor is they've got a slush fund with $30 million in it. They've been buying players with
over the years.
No, it's all.
No, this year.
Yeah.
It's all, but it's all legal, and some people dispute that. But it's all legal that you can create a marketing group that can make deals to players legally. I mean, it's all legal.
Oh yeah, they've done it. They've done it.
That's what it's a complete. That Saban, I'm with Saban, Will. That it's a completely different ball game, and if people think this is good for college football, they're crazy as heck. This ain't the college football I grew up pulling for, and it's turning me off. I think it's turning off a lot of fans. And you know, I would never.
If Auburn had kept all that money they paid Malzahn,
yeah,
they could have bought them a team.
Well, you just get a businessman, and then you say, "Oh, I'm just going to offer this kid a